Hanging out in a spot I haven't been to in quite some time. Hey, what's up, rail fans? I'm here in Bessemer, west of Birmingham and along Norfolk Southern's South AGS district. Now, I enjoyed this segment of the track since trains pass through here at a higher track speed. I mean, that's what got me hooked into trains from the get-go. Now, if I remember right, regular freight runs through here at a max of 60 miles per hour, intermodal 70, and passenger 79. Taking a look around, they definitely have been doing some track work around here, not to mention making the area look a little neater. The vintage station, which suffered a fire damage not too long ago, it's been closed, but you can tell it's been cleaned up. I've been hearing talk about this area being restored into a museum of sorts, so I really hope that would happen. Not to mention it'll be a nice viewing platform. But speaking of that long platform adjacent to the building, all that debris that stood on it has been removed, and it looks rather pleasing, not to mention a good spot to watch more trains. But the one thing I was not counting on was the weather. I mean, I was expecting it to be still cloudy, still rainy, and dreary. Instead, the sun is out, the skies are blue, but that wind is really gusting up. Not much action going on as far as trains. And the tattletale is right down there at the tracks at the signal. Yeah, they are showing green, but those are automatic block signals. They just tell you the status of the track, not if there's a train coming. That's why they're always green. Well, on this side anyway. But it could be lined up for northbound, it's just hard to know until a train gets into the picture. The other side will be showing possibly a yellow telling you that be ready to stop at the next signal, which is burst stall. Okay, now a little bit closer to these signals, I am also looking at the Bessemer Hall of History Museum. Now obviously, you can tell, this was once a train depot and passenger station for the Alabama Great Southern Railroad, or AGS for short. Now you see how the subdivision, or district in NS terms, got its name. The depot itself was built in 1916 by the AGS, served passenger trains until the early 1970s, in which the Amtrak era began. Afterwards, the building sat unused for several years, but in 1985 was reopened by the city and officially rededicated during its city's centennial observance, which was 2 years later. Sitting across the street behind me is a boxcar which is used as some kind of building, and it's sitting on tracks still. But I don't know what it's being used for, and doesn't look like much action is going on over there, with the exception of a nice, well-colored bucket sitting there keeping it company. Still waiting for something to come through. This wind is putting a challenge on those crossing gates, just looking at the way they bend. Now, I've seen them do this before and seen them get smashed by a train. A few years back, I saw 355 zoom through here, taking a crossing gate with it for a few blocks. With the winds gusting the way they are and coming up from the south, it makes it so easy to hear a northbound train coming. And right now, here comes one. Manifest 344 with a trio of Union Pacific engines in the lead. Okay, back to the vintage station, and here's another one of those tattletales I can see about that signal down there. When a southbound is coming, the northbound side turns red. The wait was on, and while the wait was going on, some more good news came my way. Looking at the signal once more, both track 1 and track 2 are showing a red signal for northbound traffic, so we got 2 southbounds coming. Now I wonder if it's going to be 2 freight trains or a passenger in a freight train, or who knows what. Either way, we got some action coming our way. It's just a question of when. Well, not getting the southbound train race I was hoping for, but already calling an approach diverging. Here comes that silver streak, Amtrak 19, the southbound crescent. The side of the signals facing me remains red while the train is still within the block. Once Amtrak 19 clears Burstall and continues south, the signal will go green. But as soon as it did such, it went right back to red, so that means another southbound is coming. And still no word on the other one on track 2. Okay, never mind, here it comes. Now this is a train I can ID just by looking at it. This is 225. A stacked train that always have Union Pacific power on it, and this time a long line at the head end. Just like 344, he wasn't zipping through town either. I wonder if this wind has anything to do with it. Alright, back to track 1. And I was hoping to see Amtrak 20 as well, but I don't see any info regarding it. But back to the southbound trains, here comes a local, A55. A train I'm used to catching in the mornings, but now it's running in the afternoons. But many things have changed for many railroads nowadays. Well, I guess that will conclude my visit here in Bessemer. Not sure what I'm going to do next. Maybe grab some lunch? Who knows? But the weather's nice. So here at milepost 154.6 on the AGS South District. Thanks for watching. Until the next milepost.